the next slide is that people assume Medicare will pay for their long-term care. This is also something that I see almost on a daily basis. And the reason is twofold. First, Medicare and Medicaid sound very similar. So I was on the phone today with a client's daughter, and she kept confusing the two. She said, well, Medicaid is still paying for dad in rehab. And then when we started talking about Medicaid, she said, okay, so will Medicare cover this, this, and this? So she had some confusion. I long ago stopped correcting people because it really, in the end, I just want to make sure that they understand what we're doing. And these words tend to be interchangeable for some people. But the bottom line is that Medicare covers hospital stays, short-term hospital stays, and up to 100 days in a rehab. And the second reason I think that people confuse the two is that when an individual has spent 3 nights in a hospital, they are entitled to receive Medicare benefits in a rehab facility. And those rehab facilities are almost always housed in skilled nursing facilities, otherwise known as nursing homes. So they've already spent time in a nursing home. Medicare is paid, and Medicare is a very generous program. And so I think that a lot of people say, well, it paid for me last time I was in a nursing home, so why wouldn't it pay if I just stay in the nursing home? And that is not true. So Medicare is something that Medicare is an entitlement. Everybody is entitled to Medicare once they turn 65. And Medicaid is a means-based program where you have to literally be impoverished or have planned for to appear impoverished so that you can qualify for Medicaid. And this is actually a good time for me to talk about something that I know, and I mentioned this earlier in my introduction, that there are people out there, and they've told me to my face, that, oh, elder law attorneys are just there to get everybody on Medicaid. And that's not how I run my practice. I'm sure that there are some elder law attorneys who may feel that everybody should be on Medicaid. I do feel that people should pay for their long-term care, but I also feel that people who have paid into Social Security and Medicare for many years and paid taxes are also entitled to protect some of their money, at least as much as they feel comfortable with, so that they have options as they age. Sometimes people have made what I call a Medicaid error early on in life, or earlier, a few years earlier, because they've had some family tragedy. They may have a daughter that was divorced, or they may have had a child who passed away, or they may have had children who have lost their jobs, and so they've given money away. And we're trying to prevent those basic living decisions from coming back to haunt them when they need long-term care. And in essence, forcing people to go into a nursing home in order to get Medicaid, when they could have received care elsewhere if they had planned properly. So when people come to us, and this happens all the time, they come to us already impoverished. There's not a whole lot that we can do for them except help them qualify for Medicaid. And that's a really sad state of affairs, because the way that Medicaid works in New Jersey, and by the way, we always can make fun of New Jersey for various things. It's a very expensive state, a lot of bureaucracy, but I will tell you that the Medicaid program in New Jersey is fairly robust in comparison to other states. But the weakness in the Medicaid program is Medicaid at home, because Medicaid at home only covers 40 hours a week of assistance, meaning they'll pay an agency for 5 or 6 hours a day in a 7-day week. And very often when people require the type of care that Medicaid provides, they need more than 5 or 6 hours a day of care. So wouldn't it be nice to be able to set aside some money so you can stay at home, get your 5 or 6 hours a day from Medicaid, and then supplement that care with money that you've set aside in a trust, rather than having to wait until you're impoverished in order to receive that type of care. Likewise, very often people who understand or have consulted with an elder law attorney or a geriatric care manager understand that living in an assisted living facility is actually a wonderful lifestyle choice because it becomes your home, and you can be socialized and make sure that you have the proper nutrition and hydration. And in New Jersey, all of it will be paid for by Medicaid at a certain point, except for your income. So if you plan properly, you may be able to spend your final days in an assisted living facility getting a great care rather than having to go to a nursing home.